Namaste. Srishti presents an exclusive series on Secrets of Vrindavana and the divine tales of Krishna from Kumara Vaishnava Sampradaya. Storyteller Ojasvita Chaturvedi.
Namaste children, welcome back to the divine empire of Krishna's very own forests of Vraja. Do you know how important these forests are? Throughout the Shastras, it is mentioned that even the Devatas come and worship these forests. Not just long time back, but even today. Thrilling, is it not? We have the opportunity to visit these forests which are visited by Devatas as well. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami therefore sings, Krishna Preshta Vanani Tani Nitaram Vande Muhur Dwadasha. I worship again and again the 12 forests that are very dear to Krishna. In the past episodes, we have covered 5 forests. Today, we are moving on to Lohavana. Lohavana was initially owned and terrorized by an asura named Lohajanghasura. He was as strong as iron or loha. While grazing his cows, Krishna one day swiftly killed this demon, entering his cave. You know, the devotees have actually commented that Krishna used to get so much absorbed in enjoying with his Gopasakhas that if demon were not to interrupt the boys, they would just continue to play in the forests. How sweet, just like one of us, is it not? So let us go to another Leela that took place in Lohavana, on the banks of Yamunaji. One day, a group of Gopikas were returning from Matgaon after selling their curds and milk. Incidentally, it became very dark as they approached the river and there was no boatman around. They were very worried because they obviously had to reach home and there was no way for them. Suddenly, they saw from afar that a boat came towards them, sailing through the waters. The boatman had mysteriously covered his face and spoke to them. Would you like to go across? Yes, they almost scrambled together, a little bit suspicious about the boatman who was covering his face. But who are you and how much will you charge? Asked the gopis. The boatman replied, I am a young boatman who has just learnt how to row and I was practicing about in Yamunaji. I feel cold, so I have covered my face. I will only charge you a small pot of butter and nothing else. The gopis looked at each other and agreed, slightly sure that a boatman demanding for butter can be none other than Krishna, is it not? As they sailed, the boat was unsteady. It began to shake in the water. The frightened gopis looked at the boatman, who said, Actually, the weight distribution in the boat is very uneven. You see, you are all on one side. I am on this side alone. Do one thing. Pass all your pots to me by my side. Your pots of curds, butter, milk. Then the weight will even out and the boat will be steady. The gopis were a bit more sure that this was Krishna. But they handed over their pots so that they could reach safely. When they reached their destination, the boatman helped them all out. But before they could turn back and get their pots, the boatman fled away and disappeared in the darkness with all their butter. The gopis were now 100% sure that this was definitely Krishna. They loved him even more and smiled at his mischievous ways as they walked back home. Now we will go to Belavana. Belavana is named after the trees of the bilva fruit here. Bilva is known as Bela in Hindi and is much loved in the summers. This forest is also called Shrivana because Mother Lakshmi or Shri had done tapas in this forest. She wanted to attend the Maharasa Leela of Krishna and did tapasya in this forest. Mother Lakshmi still resides in Belavana and there are so many festivals held in her honor at this place. Manasarovar is also part of this forest. This is a very beautiful large lake. Once upon a time, Krishna had utterly disappointed Radharani. He arrived so late to meet her. She was remorse and angry. She did not want to speak to him, so she left him behind and came and sat on the banks of this lake. It is said that Krishna very lovingly cajoled her at this place, and they both enjoyed the beauty of the lake together. Manasarovar. Speaking of Radharani, why not we all go and worship her dear forest, Kumudhavan? Kumudhavan is the most cute and the smallest among the 12 forests. One day, when Sri Radharani and Krishna were having a night walk together, Radharani saw some white lilies in Yamunaji and wanted to have a pond full of them as they looked so gorgeous in the moonlight. Krishna fulfilled her desire and created Kumudini Kund, a pond of white lilies. The small forest around this lake came to be known as Kumudhavan, or the forest of white lilies. Both Radha and Krishna spotted here many times along with the Gopas and the Gopis. Krishna used to play hide and seek very frequently here. There is a huge Kadamba tree present even today. The Vrajavasis say that Krishna used to love hiding behind this tree, and they have named it Lal Kadamba, the Kadamba where Lal or little boy Krishna used to hide. Kumudhavan is a gift of Krishna to Radharani. How sweet, is it not? Keep these pastimes and places in your mind. Keep the Manasika Yatra on until we meet next time with the next forests. Bye-bye.